Oh, hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. Now, nothing in this episode is a promotion, nor is it a recommendation, and you should keep in mind that I'm a total idiot. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm going to prove that in just a moment. Now, you know there are certain tabs I have on my web browser when it starts up, like /. News for Nerds, and Bleeping Computer. It's actually probably the leading news site about hacking that's going on, malicious hacking. So earlier today, when I was scrolling down, looking at the stories on /. I saw this one. StarCoder is a code-generating AI, artificial intelligence, that runs on most GPUs. And I stopped to look at it. Perceiving the demand for alternatives, AI startup Hugging Face, it's a company name. Several years ago, so it's been around for a while, teamed up with ServiceNow, presumably another company, to work the workflow automation platform. They are in two different areas, to create something called StarCoder, an open source code generator with less restrictive license than some others out there. The original came online early last year, and work has been underway on a follow-up called StarCoder 2 ever since. Now they go on and talk about it. Like most other code generators, StarCoder 2 can suggest ways to complete unfinished lines of code, as well as summarize and retrieve, blah, 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 blah. At one time when I worked for that big internationally known, internationally operating IT company, first I was a software tester, but then I spent 3 years writing code for first one product, then another product. So you might be able to use that to do what? Better code faster? StarCoder. Now I want to give credit, it was on this site called TechCrunch, February 28th, 2024, published 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's after midnight now. Now it's just after midnight on the 29th. So this is less than 24 hours old article. And they go into more detail. Okay. So just a few minutes ago, I'm looking at this other site that you've heard me make a lot of videos about called Bleeping Computer, articles on there. It's considered authoritative for stories about malicious hacking. A lot of people in software security pay attention to this site for early warning on things. Then they can follow up. So I'm looking just a few minutes ago, second article down at the moment, malicious AI models on Hugging Face. Huh? Malicious AI models on Hugging Face? Backdoor uses machines. That means you download the code or use it. I don't know if it's interactive over the web or if you actually download it. And while you're using it, it executes some code in secret on your machine that the malicious guys can later log in when you're not there. Now this article was May 4th, 2023. Let's say it was a year ago, okay? And then this was StarCoder 1, and now they're working on StarCoder 2, and both of the articles had to do with TechCrunch reporting on them. So what we do is we go StarCoder, Hugging Face, StarCoder, the state-of-the-art large language model, LLM, for code. May 4th, 2023. This is the original one. Now, when I did the search, it offered up StarCoder 2, this is StarCoder, this is Hugging Face, huggingface.co/blog/StarCoder2, February 28th, 2024. Well, that's just a few hours ago. So TechCrunch saw this and immediately wrote a summary article on it. Big Code is releasing StarCoder 2, the next generation of transparently trained open. All StarCoder 2 variants are variants, so there's more than one flavor of these. So this site has more than one model of smart AI, whatever. We release all models. I'm just reading it for the very first time. We release all models, data sets, and the processing as well as the training code. Check out the paper for details. So here's a PDF you can download, and it's got 1 million author names, StarCoder 2 and the Stack version 2, the next generation, and you can go get it. So this is a place called Hugging Face, right? That Bleeping Computer's talking about. Malicious AI models, that's what we were just talking about. We don't know which of them on Hugging Face are the malicious ones. Malicious AI models on Hugging Face backdoor users' machines. At least 100 instances, flavors, variations. Remember, we were reading their own wordage. They have different flavors of the same thing depending on what your presumed end use is, or interest or concentration, what subject you're writing code about, what language you're using for writing the code. At least 100 instances of malicious AI ML models were found on the Hugging Face platform, some of which can execute code on the victim's machines, giving attackers a persistent backdoor. So Hugging Face, we can assume they didn't do it, but they just weren't paying attention to their own security. Guess somebody got in there and used their AI model to write really special code, I guess. Remember, I'm an idiot running my mouth. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Hugging Face is a tech firm engaged in artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and machine learning, providing a platform where communities can collaborate and share models, data sets, and share models. So I can use their thing and create my variation and then load it up there for other people to use if they think my variation is a one that you, and I can put malicious code in there and infect them. I'm reading between the lines. JFrog's security team found that roughly 100 models hosted on the platform feature malicious functionality, posing a significant risk of data breaches and espionage attacks. This happens despite Hugging Face's security measures, including malware, pickle, and secret scanning, and scrutinizing the model's functionality to discover behaviors like unsafe serialization. That's an attack method. So JFrog developed, first time I'm reading it, developed and deployed an advanced scanning system to examine and they name them, models hosted on Hugging Face. And apparently they could find stuff that Hugging Face security team couldn't. So who's JFrog? I don't know if I've ever heard of them. JFrog. They're listed on NASDAQ. Uh-oh. This is the first time I'm looking. This is the first time I'm looking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who's the CEO of JFrog? Shlomi Ben Haim. Well, that sounds like an Israeli name. Headquarters, Sunnyvale, California. But Shlomi Ben Haim? JFrog is a DevOps platform, never mind what that means. End-to-end control of your DevOps acceleration. The JFrog platform gives you an end-to-end pipeline to control the flow of your binaries from build to production. Okay. Products. Oh, securing your software supply chain end-to-end. So you can go and read it yourself. Contact us. Oh my goodness. Now, it says headquarters in Sunnyvale, California. JFrog Swamps. I'm reading it. The JFrog Swamp locations. Frogs live where? By the river and in swamps. In Israel and here. Here being the United States. North Carolina. The JFrog Swamp locations around the world. So they have multiple. Well, they've got one in Sunnyvale, California, sure enough, but look what's listed over here on the left side. Israel, Netanya. Israel, Tel Aviv. So they're in France, in Spain, in London, and in India, in Bangalore, yeah, in China, Beijing, in Tokyo. They've got 2 in the United States, 3 in the United States, okay. It's a big market, but And here's a photo from the maps of them doing some kind of seminar. Let's get the street view. 3 Hamaslav Street, Netanya Center District. Now, when I was in Israel, part of the time that I was there, I was on a kibbutz that was about 5 miles from downtown Netanya. Have I ever been in Netanya? Yes. Yes. Now, there's another street view. And let's hide the imagery. This street view is December 2011. So we can assume that that building has been finished. And so this is in a way out of date. If this is okay, now wait a minute. How about H Tower Recital Derech Menachem Begin 150? This Derech Menachem Begin seems to be a popular place for high tech in Israel, in Tel Aviv. Oh, it's a name of a tower. There we go. Yeah, I'll bet you I've shown you other people who were in this tower also. Now let me just tell you this. When I was in Israel, how long ago? 50 years ago. These buildings didn't exist. They had some high, maybe 15-story high hotels near the beach. But all the other buildings in Tel Aviv were from much earlier, and they were 3, 4, maximum maybe 6 stories. So things have changed. And if you're going to build buildings like this, there must be a lot of people who want to work in them, if you understand what I mean. They're not picking oranges the way I did when I was in Israel. Pardon my mind wandering. So we've got another, but their headquarters is in Sunnyvale. So let's go back. Where did I find that? Oh, I did, that's right. Well, let me do it one more time, just for the fun of it. Now there's a CEO and there's a link on it. Google search CEO of JFrog. Are you ready for next? Swamp Up, DevOps, Shlomi is the CEO and co-founder of JFrog, creators of the Universal DevOps platform. DevOps, you see, when I used to be in it, you had developers, testers, everything. But the DevOps point is like you're at Amazon and you need a code change right now. So your development people are directly interacting with the Amazon website or whatever as they pump code in there to put a new function that the CEO or the marketing people realized 5 seconds ago you need to have. LinkedIn. So right now he's in Los Altos, California. He obviously was born after I left Israel, right? I want to try to get his education. Duke Awards, Oracle Java 1, November 2011. Red Herring, Global Top 100, December 2012. Oh, just see when he got that? That's what that street looked. 2015 Software Developer Times 100. JFrog helped developers stick to the plan and avoid falling behind in 2014. So the company's been around for some time because these are article references. 2015, 2017, honors and award, fastest growing, top 50 fastest growing software companies in the US. But they don't want to show us his education. See, that's how he chooses to do it. But it looks like, continue with Google. I'm exploring now. Oh, I see, that's the login. No, never mind. Hang on, just a second. Let's see if there's anything else about him. He's on X. You know what X is, right? Wait a minute, look at this. I can guess what his background is. And it's right there in the first couple of sentences. Remember, in many of the things that I've done like this that concentrated on finding the Israeli interest, the tech companies in Israel in this field, many of them actually they were noticed in high school, and they went into the cyber security aspect of the Israel Defense Force, and then went on after that to start their own businesses because they were smart to start with and they learned a lot in there, spying on all the Arabs and other people that are not friendly to Israel. I'm saying that so you understand what I'm going to read to you. This is the first time I'm seeing it and reading it. Shlomi Ben Haim, this is C-Tech. Shlomi Ben Haim, the Israeli CEO of JFrog, who lives in California, tells why he decided to fly back to Israel immediately when the war broke out. Which war do you think that was? What the key elements in the company's emergency plans are, and how you continue to run a global Israeli company during these times. So he actually calls it a global Israeli company headquartered in Sunnyvale, California. When the board asked why I was flying to Israel, I said I needed to be there with our employees. On Friday night of October 6th in California, Israel is 8 time zones ahead of us. Italy is 6 time zones. I remember Italy is 6 ahead of us because of a thing I was involved in long ago. So they're about 7 or 8 time zones ahead of us. So if the war started on the 7th of October in Israel, it would still be the 6th of October in California. Oh, I said, I'm on the East Coast and I said 8, add 3 to that. On Friday night of October 6th, that would be Yom Shabbat has started at sundown. In California, Shlomi Ben Haim, founder and CEO of the Israeli software company JFrog, started to receive the news from Israel where it already was Saturday morning. He first checked that his older daughters, who are both soldiers in the Israel Defense Force, were okay. Then he convened a management meeting and immediately began looking into flights to Israel. A few hours after we heard what was happening, we convened a management meeting and began implementing our business continuity plan. After that, I started looking for flights to Israel. United Airlines had stopped their flights. Who would be the only one that would continue to fly in and out of Israel? Oh, let me guess. Would that be El Al? But I was able to get an El Al flight on Monday. I have family here, meaning Israel, here, and I have 800. Like any Israeli CEO, I feel that continuing to manage the company from abroad is roughly like a government does not go to visit the families of the is roughly like a government that does not go to visit the families of the kidnapped and merely receives updates on their situation from afar. On my second day in Israel, the first images started to arrive from the kibbutzim. Those are the kibbutzim immediately adjacent to Gaza, where the terrorist Hamas came and butchered babies, among others. Started to arrive from the kibbutzim, towns and cities in the area. At this point, we held meetings with the board once a week. In the second meeting with the board, I told them the following. We have to deal not only with a murderous enemy, Hamas, and all the teenies that went to do it live, showing how they could kidnap people, so-called civilian Hamasis. Deal not only with a murderous enemy and a cruel terrorist organization, Hamas, but there will be a lot to deal with in the aftermath. I asked to invest $1.5 million in one of the kibbutzim or towns near the Gaza border to be chosen by the company. That would be for rebuilding them after they were murderously burned out. They already knew that they were decimated. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, it took me in a direction I didn't quite expect. I think that JFrog sounds familiar. I'll look back through my playlist of Israel interest. I think that, in fact, I've made an episode about them, so this may be the second one about them. And what have they found? Oh, this magnificent Hugging Face. I got to find out who Hugging Face is. Excuse me for going on like this. I'm suspicious. Okay. The AI community building the future. Create assistance in Hugging Chat. Models, dataset spaces, posts, docs, pricing. Enterprise Hub, Expert Acceleration, Inference Endpoints, Hardware Community Blog. I'm looking to find out who they are. This will relate. How many models do they have that you can access? According to this, 469,541. Okay. So these are uploaded by different people apparently, like updated 4 days ago. All right, clicking on it doesn't do it. Multimodal, computer vision, natural language processing, audio, text-to-speech, for example. Trending on the week. updated 15 hours ago. I'm clicking on it. So this is like GitHub. This is like the GitHub of AI models. If you don't know what GitHub is, Google it. Access Gemma on Hugging Face. This repository is publicly accessible, but you have to accept the condition, blah, blah, blah. So what is Gemma? We're using this as a, the community is 51, so different people contribute to it. Yeah, there are different author names here. So they do things that do updates or nuances. Oh, what a great way to sneak malicious code in. Yeah, but we do checking. Got it. So I'm just going to go, it's Gemma. That sounds familiar. Google blog. Gemma, introducing new state-of-the-art open models. What does open models mean? It means you can download the code and play with it yourself. What's Hugging Face? That's a place where you can play with your model and upload it for everybody else to see, including inserting malicious code. Oh no, Hugging Face checks it, but JFrog found 100 that are really not too nice. Should we trust the Israelis? Do you think they're being stupid? Okay. Jenny Banks, VP and GM, Developer X and DevRel, Trish Warkentin, Director, Google DeepMind. At Google, we believe in making AI helpful to everyone. We have a long history, blah, 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 blah. So it's an open model. Everybody can play with it, and people put modifications on a Hugging Face, including the bad boys. And the Israeli found them. StarCoder is a coding generator AI that runs on most GPUs. Malicious AI models on Hugging Face backdoor users' machines. Bop, bop. Steve AB4 Remember, I'm not promoting anything, I'm not recommending anything. I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just an idiot running his mouth. Saying see you in 73.